Hope you are having a very pleasant Sunday, whatever it is you're doing. But not a bad weekend this weekend. A bit of a quieter weekend. I've decided to have a little bit of a breather, just a little one. Mainly because I was seeing family, so I needed to have a little bit of a break. And to be honest, with you, West Ham news has been a little bit quiet, so it was that kind of time to a good time. And obviously, with the fact that it's international break and everything, but obviously. This week things are going to pick up because we're going into the game week, although we're not playing until Monday night, are we? Brentford. But look, whatever it is you've been doing, it's been West Ham free, and let's be honest, I think sometimes that's needed. I don't know about you. There are times. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd rather go into weekends of football. I just, like a football fan, you enjoy it, don't you? More, but like when things are so crap, sometimes, and it's been so crap for such a sustained period. Sometimes you just think, oh, do you know what? It's just quite nice not to have a weekend where I'm getting stressed out about West Ham. But yeah, I'm certainly now gearing up for Brentford. Do you know what I mean? Getting into that mindset. Before I get into what I want to talk about, which is Niclas Fullkrug, if you're new to the channel, and Callum Marshall in particular, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe because, we're a growing channel, really appreciate it. And it will be a few of you actually are watching this, you've seen a few of my videos and what have you, and haven't subscribed yet. So if you can, I really appreciate it. Also hit that like button because that's what generates an audience, new audience for us. So really do appreciate it. Sport's fantastic. Really love the community on this channel. I do say it, but I should say it a bit more sometimes. I do appreciate it. I will be bringing back doing a bit more live stuff as well, so we can actually have a chat together. I might even start thinking about that this week. So I'll let you know. It won't be tomorrow, but it might well be possibly Friday. But I'll let you know. Let's talk about Niclas Fullkrug thing. So it's come out in the news now that he hasn't been selected by Germany because due to injury, and it's just a serious injury. I don't know much of the details of it other than it's a muscle injury, and they're talking about a tear. It's going to be out for weeks. I'm going to be honest. There's two parts to this, right? I want to talk about. First of all, I want to talk about Niclas Fullkrug, and then I want to talk about why I think actually this isn't the worst news in the world in regards to Callum Marshall, and I want to talk about him. But I've got to say, this Niclas Fullkrug signing has been such a disaster. It really has. And I don't blame the guy, by the way. I really want to make that clear. This isn't his fault. This is where I'm squaring this solely at West Ham, and our ownership and the crap that we have to endure as fans. I feel like this striker situation at this football club is it's just pathetic, really. I just find the whole thing really pathetic about how crap we are going about bringing strikers to this football club, scouting for the right kind of guy and playing the right. It just feels like just seems to be a never-ending nightmare for this football club. We can't ever seem to get it right, and it's down to the incompetence, I think, of the way we're run. And I just think it's that the sign of Niclas Fullkrug is that for me. I mean, just such a bad signing, such a typical West Ham signing, and I feel like it's nasty on him. What I'm saying, and I shouldn't, and I don't mean that because although I wasn't overly impressed with him when he first came, I thought sometimes when we heard reports he didn't want to come and all this kind of stuff, and I wasn't overly keen. I've got to be honest, but over time I've sort of warmed to him as a bloke. I don't think he does seem to show at times the right attitude. I've not been overly impressed with him this season. I've got to be honest. I think he's been poor and disappointing, but I don't think he's a bad bloke or anything. And at the end of the day, as well, like, you can't blame him. The money that was thrown at him to come to this football club, it was a big opportunity for him, Premier League football and all that kind of stuff. So I do get it, right? But my word, he is a bad signing for West Ham, and I'm just exhausted with it. I'm fed up with the fact that we have to keep going through this time and time again. We keep making these decisions to sign these sort of players, these players that are just not right. He just screamed that this was a bad signing early on. Let's be honest. I remember this was around the time during the summer we were trying to sign Aston Villa striker, wasn't it? John Duran, and it was that I thought Niclas Fullkrug was kind of it was a bit of a play by Tim Stuyvesant at the time. It's just I didn't think we were serious about signing him at the time. I just thought it was just us to try and get the Duran deal over the line. It never happened. It's just because it's just such a bad, what I mean? He screamed it was a problem. His age, for one, was a concern. Straight away, I thought, well, this isn't what we wanted. We didn't want a striker that's towards the end of his career. That's not something we want to do. I thought that we were looking for a younger, more, going down a different route. And then also you've got to then look at his injury record. It wasn't good. Do you know what I mean? You're signing a player that came with fraught with risk. And all we've had since we've had him has just been injury, isn't it? Injury after injury. We never really get a good run with Fullkrug. In fact, I think this season so far is probably one of the longest runs we've had with him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's really disappointing. And I'm not, to be honest with you, I've not been impressed with him this season. So I'm not like, putting my hair out now thinking, oh God, how are we going to cope? Because I've not been impressed with him anyway. So I've not been wanting to see his name on the team sheet, to be honest with you, like after what we've had so far this season. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that this is just an epitome of where we are. Do you know what I mean? As a club, like this ridiculous signings coming to haunt us all the time. He's always going to get injured. We always know that's going to be the case with Fullkrug. Now he's always going to get injured. You're only going to have short-term bursts of time with him, and that's all you're going to get. And they're not good enough anyway. His record at West Ham isn't good enough. He's not been good enough. I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't fit what we're trying to do. I'm not sure about him at all. I'm not convinced on him. When he came back from to pre-season, I was excited a little bit. I've got to be honest. He looked well. He looked like he lost a bit of weight. He seemed really up for it. He seemed to be one of the big characters, didn't he, during the pre-season? I'm sure he is a character. As I say, I don't really blame the guy or anything like that. I think that's harsh on him, for him to come here, but he hasn't delivered, has he? Let's be honest. Like you can't say, oh, when he's played though, he's been so effective. Like I haven't seen that. I thought he was really poor against Arsenal, like really poor. Like he was just getting absolutely bullied all game. And I just thought, and maybe and it's not down to him. Maybe it's the fact that we don't play the way he wants to play. This isn't his setup. This isn't. He needs someone alongside him. It's difficult. It's really difficult because he's got qualities. Fullkrug. I'm not saying he's a bad player. It's just he doesn't fit, and it's not what we want. And I don't know. I'm just annoyed by it anyway, and I don't want to, go on how annoyed I'm about it because it is what it is. But you get my point. Do you know what I mean? I think this has just been. I just think it just reflects so badly on the club. The signing Fullkrug, it really does. It's really wound me up. Because it's always like it's just so typical. Do you know what I mean? Just waiting for it. Oh, really? Fullkrug's injured again. What a surprise! Our striker, and then who do we go and get as a backup? Callum Wilson. You know what I mean? And again, no having a go at him. It's not his fault, but look at his age. Look at his injury record recently. It's been terrible. It's like we've just gone and bought another injury-prone aging striker. Why can't this club ever just shift into a more slicker operation? Go and find that right striker. Go and find those players. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm not going to keep going on about it, but yeah, as frustrating as it is though, and as angry as it's made me in terms of towards the football club, I've got to say I'm really excited for Callum Marshall. I really rate this guy. Like I really like him. I think he comes across so well. He reminds me, like, I don't know, he's got that sort of Michael Owen-esque about him. Do you know what I mean? He was when he was young, like when he first burst on the scene, that fast energy, a good finisher, and there's something about him, like just something about the lad that I just think. I think there's something there that you feel like he could make it. Like there's something about Marshall. I think he's a good player, a really good player. I mean, he's playing. He's came on for half an hour, like 60th minute, wasn't it? Nuno put on against Arsenal. I mean, he trusts him. You can see, like, this is what I'm excited about. As frustrated as the Fullkrug situation is, this I think, is a blessing. Do you know what I mean? I think this is a blessing. I think that we've got here an opportunity to play a player up front that other teams aren't going to be aware of, really. Let's be honest. Like, there's not going to be many clubs and many managers out there that are going to know a lot about Callum Marshall. And I think there's a little bit of a weapon there for West Ham this season. And I hope he takes it. I think there's a chance he will. I think there's a chance that lad could grab that shirt. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's young. He's really young. So it's a lot to ask. You know what I mean? And you can see he's not built yet. They're quite yet. There's still a bit more growing to do in terms of physicality for them, lad. Do you know what I mean? Because he is young, but he's a good player. Do you know what I mean? He's got good movement. His eye for. He's got that sort of Jermaine Defoe-esque. He gets a shot away fast. He just quickly gets an opportunity, just takes it. I don't know. He's just got something about him, and he's going to have to learn. It's going to be tough. I mean, Premier League's hard, and I'm not expecting him to come on and suddenly boss it. I'm not saying that, but I just think this is a good opportunity for him, and I can imagine that's being said to him. Do you know what I mean? That the reality is now, Callum, like this is your chance. Like you've got an opportunity here to sort of people to sort of go, bloody hell, this is a good player, and you could become a striker at West Ham. I mean, we're going to need to sign a striker. I'm not saying, I hope Callum comes in and that's it, and we don't do anything. In January, we still need a striker. There's no two ways about it, and a centre back, because we're in a relegation battle this season. I'm sure of it at the moment. It feels that way. It's going to take a miracle for us to shift it into a season where we are more mid-table, top half. I just don't see that coming. I mean, look, it's still early doors, but Nuno, that's going to be a miracle turnaround, isn't it? Let's be honest. I think the reality is, you look at the way this season's shaping up, we're in for a battle, so we need to get another striker in. So, but I'm excited for Callum Marshall. I really am. I'm chuffed for him. I'm excited for him. I really hope he takes it, because let's be honest, he'll be ahead of Wilson, and also maybe I'm pleased for Wilson as well, because actually what we've seen of Wilson so far, I've actually quite liked. And again, it ain't his fault. He's at West Ham. He got offered the deal, and he's taking it. And fair play to the bloke. Really, I know he's not been everyone's favourite, everyone's cup of tea. So that way he's been over the years, but he's come in and he seems to have a good attitude about him. And I hope that he does well for us this season. I hope Niclas Fullrug does. You know what I mean? I'm not having a go at these blokes. It's just these players, but I'm just frustrated by West Ham and the signings. That's all. But as I say, Callum Marshall, I think this is a really good opportunity for him, and I really, got a good feeling about it. Do you know what I mean? I think, do you know what? The idea now we're going against Brentford and Callum Marshall could be our striker for that game. I'm excited by that. I'm more excited I'm more happy with that than I was for Füllkrug. Do you know what I mean? If you saw that lineup and you saw that sheet and Marshall was leading the line, how would that make you feel over seeing Füllkrug? Füllkrug, I just thought, really? Okay, same old. Hopefully he does all right. Do you know what I mean? Because he's been so crap. With Marshall, I'm like, oh. Because I'll tell you what I like about Marshall. Right? Before I finish this video, I realise I'm talking quite a bit. What I like about Marshall as well is he closes down everyone's heels. You know what I mean? He'll make the defenders work. They'll be thinking, bloody hell, they look up and they see this young lad running at them, 100 mile an hour, because that's what he's like. He's got that energy. Do you know what I mean? So I think as well that's going to help us. It'll help us press. Do you know what I mean? And get stuck in. I just think it'll be good. I really hope. I really hope so. Anyway, I really hope so. But I've got a good feeling about it. Look, I'm back tomorrow with a video, possibly even two. I'll see how it pans out. Got updates from X and stuff like that. So we'll let you know what's going on there. But look, have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, whatever you're doing, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Come on, you ones.